Hey everyone, Morgan here from the Wayne Public Library. Happy National Library Week. This is day 2 of our quarantine crafts. And today we're going to be making these really cute, very simple, very pretty coffee filter flowers. I think a bouquet of these would be an excellent Mother's Day gift for whomever in your life. So that's a little teaser of what they're going to look like. So let me show you what we're going to use to make them. Really, this is in 2 stages. So the first stage, this is what you're going to need, is regular white coffee filters. These can be this shape or the smaller ones, or it can be the cone ones. Any paper coffee filter that's disposable totally will work because it'll allow the colors to permeate through it. Also, paper towels, essential in my opinion. A spray water bottle. I hope everybody has one of those sitting around at home, and make sure that it's on the mist setting. And these are just regular washable Crayola markers, so really basic. And they don't have to be the big ones like this, they can be the little ones. So I'm going to put those off camera in a container so they don't roll around everywhere. So first, just to let you know, when you do this stage, you can do it with 1 filter, 2 filters, or 3 filters. I wouldn't go any more than 3 filters just because the colors really start to become hard to penetrate like that next layer. So I'm going to pull out 3 just to show you what that's like. So they're a little, ready for a coffee maker. We're going to flatten them out. I've got my trusty tray, metal tray here. You could use a cookie sheet. This is the old tray from my grandma, and I love using it for multi-purpose things. So what I'm going to do is, after I flattened it, just folded it in half, and we're just going to fold it in half again this way, and that's going to make it into quarters. Really simple. So all you should end up with is like a little triangle, a curve. All right, so some of the colors I like working with the best, I tend to like a nice center. I don't know, black is kind of a cool center color, and we'll do blue for my secondary color, and then I think we'll finish off with purple because I just like the way the purple looks. You can do just 2 colors. Definitely don't want to do just 1 color because, you can, but try to get some extra color in there. So what I love about this is I am not crafty. I am not artistically talented when it comes to art. I cannot draw. I cannot paint very well. I cannot do. It's just not my forte. So I have other talents. Those 2 things just are not it. So for my first color, which is going to be the center of my flower, is black. And it can be very messy. That's what's great about this, because you want it to be. It's an abstract version of a flower. So the next color, I'm going to use blue. And I'm literally, it looks like I'm scribbling in it, literally, because I am. I kind of like it when you see the striations in it like that, because it makes it look more like a petal in the end, in my opinion. And I'm going to use purple for my last color. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Not all the white has to be covered in color, because we're going to use the water to help spread the color. So don't worry about that. This is a great project for kids of all ages because you don't have to be perfect. All right, so there is my beautiful, perfect, messy flower with black, blue, and purple. And this is the easiest way I have found to do this. I've seen people spray it onto a paper towel. I just think it uses more water, and I think the color bleeds too far into the paper towel first. So I do like using a hard surface. Because I think it allows the color to permeate all the way through and then sit there on the bottom and help soak it up. So I'm going to start just by spraying. There's not really a right or a wrong way to it. I do kind of like spraying outward because it kind of, I'm going to show you where we're at. See how the colors are starting to bleed together, and now you can't really see where there was any white parts that I didn't color. I also, part of the way through, I like to push it down because when you put water on it instantly, it starts to like curl up. So this just ensures that the color is going to go all the way through and get all wet and spread that color. This is the only chance you have to impart your color. So what I like to do is just take one piece of paper towel, fold it in half, and I'm just going to press it right down onto that quarter, and then you can see the color come through, but that's all right. I'm just going to pick it up, so literally there's nothing on my tray. Just going to do one more. I even can just clean up my tray as I'm doing this. Push out the excess water. And remember, these are 3 layers together. You can kind of see how it is like a tie-dye effect. See how it went all the way through because we ensured that the water was getting all wet. So what you do need to do is pull. Oh, we did 4. Oh, I accidentally did 4. So 4, I guess, kind of works too. I still think 3 is better because I have done multiple versions of this, and I don't think this is quite as good when I just do 3. So, but that's okay. So I'm gonna pull them apart, and you need to let them dry on a flat surface. This surface, like a parchment paper, something like that, or newspaper would really soak up. I don't have any newspaper at my house. I laid mine out on the back of some pizza trays. It takes about an hour. Remember, they need to be in a single layer. If you have them overlapping or touching, the colors will bleed, and those parts will not dry as fast as the rest of them. So I'm going to go lay these out on my trays, and when we come back, I will show you how to put them all together. All right, for stage 2, I have reset my work surface, and I've gotten rid of everything else I don't need, but I grabbed a few other things that are new. So a pair of scissors. I have some just masking tape or like freezer tape or whatever you have. I don't recommend Scotch tape for this. In place of this, if you have liquid Elmer's glue, that can work as well, but really some kind of, if you have floral tape, that would be fantastic. And if you even need to, electrical tape. Just see what your family has laying around that you can borrow. So originally, these are meant to go onto like green pipe cleaners. Well, again, I don't have a lot of stuff at my house. I donated all to the library. So what I do have are some different size wooden skewers. And you could also use like a chopstick for this too. If you have a pipe cleaner, that's fantastic. Totally use that, because a pipe cleaner and liquid Elmer's glue is a beautiful combination. And you don't really need to do it the way I'm going to show you, even though you could. But if you put between each layer of the flour just a little drip of glue, it'll all stick together. So, okay, so these are some that I finished. I have some dried filters here. Some of them are a little different colors. I'm going to show you 2 different styles. So I'm going to show you one with 2 and one with 3. Now again, I'm going to put my light one for my 2 inside of my purple. So the purple will be on the outside. I think that'll be pretty. And then I think this one, I'm going to sandwich it. There's really no wrong answer here. I think I'm going to sandwich it. Okay, so like I said, I have two different sizes. So these are skewers to like make shish kebabs and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm not really sure why I have these or what they're for, just smaller versions. But I made a little mini one and I thought that was kind of cute too. So I like that. And I like the difference in heights. So I'm gonna do two. The one that I'm gonna show you first, we'll do the three first. And I'm gonna use a big skewer. I'm gonna get this other stuff off the tray to be able to show you. So I've got the big skewer. Just be careful, they do have a pointed end. If you're using a chopstick, they're not as pointed, so you don't really have to worry about this. So two things that you can do. You can fold it back up into that triangle that we were working with. That's kind of just that quarter of that circle. And you can cut really small like petals, or you can do them really wide. This one I'm going to do really small. So I'm not cutting all the way down, just kind of cutting, and I think that's probably good, almost to where that red and your center and your second color would have met. And this is, again, don't have to be perfect. I love that. Have fun with it. So now we've got just kind of like a little frilly end there. It's already pretty. I like it. So I'm going to open it up. Remember, you got 3 here on this one. This is actually the trickiest part, is opening it after you cut it. Okay, so very carefully, and you might need an adult to help you with this, especially since this is very sharp. If you have a pipe cleaner, be careful too, because they do have wire in them. All right, so what I'm going to do, and now it looks like that, okay? And what I'm going to do before I finish this up, I'm going to take this down a little bit. Definitely have an adult help you here, because if you're using like a wood skewer, they're definitely tough. I'm just kind of cutting that end off, that really sharp end, because I just don't want that around, because nobody needs to be hurting themselves on that. So what I'm going to do is keep a little bit of that wood skewer, and I'm starting to hold it like that with my finger. So you can kind of do it in half, and you're going to kind of hold on to it, and you're going to kind of pinch, hold and pinch, and wrap it around, and keep pinching. Get your leaves all up, make sure they're all up. We're going to pinch a good like 1/2 inch up. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So right in this area, I'm going to use the masking tape. So if you do not know, I am a Pinterest fan. This is the best thing I've ever done, which is a like bread tie. And it's such a great tape saver. Best like Pinterest thing ever, just to let you know. So I'm going to start it at the top. I'm going to tape it really tight. And just keep going around and around. And go down onto the skewer, because that's how it's going to hold on there. Oops. This is kind of tricky to try and show. I just roll it down. There you go. You're just wanting to attach it to the skewer. That's all you're doing. Or attaching it to your pipe cleaner. Again, if you're using pipe cleaner, you can also use liquid glue in between each layer and push it together. But I think this is easy. I think this is easier. So kind of fluff out your flower, and there's your flower. So I think they look really pretty when they're all together. I'm going to show you one more. And like this looks so festive and fun and so springy. And it's really nice if you can't get out to buy your mom flowers, and it just means so much more because it's personal and it's from you. So this one I'm going to do a little different. I am going to use my little skewer because I do like these little filler ones down here. I just have this in a mason jar, by the way. So it's just a short mason jar. So I kind of did one by accident, and it was my first one I did, and you can see I was kind of playing around, and I kind of tried to use marker around the tape and in it like that. But what I did like was this 2-layer situation. I think that looks really cool. And I don't have really small petals, they're kind of big. So kind of how I did it was I did it one at a time because I wasn't sure how I was gonna make this work. So what I did was I took a full one like this. Ooh, that looks kind of pretty like that. Took this full one and I had a piece of tape ready to go. And I'm gonna pinch this lightly and kind of have it ready to, like I'm finished, like I'm just doing one flower. And I don't tape this one up as high. Don't tape this one up as high. And it doesn't need as much because we're going to tape it again. So I'm just attaching it, okay? Now, what I did, I was like, okay, I'm kind of not right, but I was like, well, I'm going to see what I can do with this. So I put my second one on, trying to find the center. Again, carefully, because that thing in the middle is really sharp. And at this point, I'm done with adding layers. So I'm going to trim that off. And I'm going to pinch it again. And I discovered this method just by accident. And the force of this makes it stay. So you get kind of a smaller flower, but I think it's more dramatic with that second tier. So I'm gonna finish using that little piece of tape. And let's see how it is. See, it's stuck in there. That's beautiful. Actually, I'm not gonna add any more. And the last step on this was, okay, so it looks cool, but I kind of want some petals. So I just kind of went in here very carefully, made some wider petal cuts. Just in that, I should say this, I'm not cutting this outer one. I'm only cutting the inside one. You can cut that as many times as you want. If you like the look of smaller ones, that's cool. And then I'm just gonna pinch it back up and kind of something different. I like the way it looks. So, all right. Well, I've got my little bouquet. I made 1, 2, 3, 4. I made 5 of them here. You know what? I think I'm gonna add. I could always add a little more tape to make that smush together more. But it's a nice fuller look, and you can make as many as you want in any colors you want. Get creative with it. Let me see your pictures when you're done making your bouquets. But I just think they're fun. I think they're pretty. I think they're so bright and cheery for spring. And I think your family's going to love them. And they're not going to die, which is great. And they don't need watered. So I hope you have fun with this quarantine craft. And I will be back tomorrow with craft number 3. Have a good night.